Hey guys, so in this video I'll make a short introduction to angles of elevation and depression. So let's start with one of the word problem from your textbook. Here the question says there are two buildings and it's something like this. There is a taller building and there's a shorter building and their heights are 120 meter and 85 meter respectively. Right, and then there is something called as given that angle of elevation, so we'll learn about that. And um, they ask you to find the distance between them, so this is what they are asking you to find. Okay, so for answering such kind of questions, what you need to know, of course you can see that yellow colored, what is angle of elevation. If you know that, you can easily figure out the diagram, correct diagram, and then we can work using trigonometric ratios, which you have learned in your previous chapters as SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so these are the two things that you need to know. First, SOHCAHTOA, that you have already learned, and then angle of elevation. So there's another example from your textbook again, and that's actually from exercise 7A, and that's number 5, question number 5. All right, so here it says a boat is 65.7 meter away from the base of a cliff. So let's say this is the cliff, and let's say somewhere here there's a boat on the water. Okay, and the distance between them is 65.7. And then it asks you to, they have given you the angle of depression, and they ask you to find the height of the cliff. So this is again what we need to know for finding answer of such kind of questions. You have to know this SOHCAHTOA, and also you have to know what is angle of depression. So let's go, what exactly is angle of elevation or angle of depression about. So let's assume that there is this person X standing at some distance away from the tree, and let's say when this person looks at the top of the tree, let's assume that part is the top of the tree. So that's you can call it as line of sight. And another possibility is when you look at, or let's say this person X looks at the bottom of the tree. Now, looking at the top of the tree or looking at the bottom of the tree, think about the horizontal, an imaginary horizontal line through the eyesight, through the eye level. So that image, a horizontal imaginary line, that line will make an angle to the top of the tree. So let's say that angle is this one. Let's say this is theta or theta 1. So this is called angle of elevation. You know, you are elevating your side, so elevation, angle of elevation. And then let's say when you look at the bottom, it's, let's name it as theta 2. That will be angle of depression. So as simple as that, when you look at the top, that becomes angle of elevation. When you look at the bottom, that will become angle of depression. Okay, so and remember this, that yellow dotted line is an imaginary horizontal line. And okay, let's have a look at this diagram again. Let's say this is a building here. This part is the building, and when you look at the top of the building through your eyesight, the yellow colored is the horizontal imaginary line. um, Again, okay, let's name it as let's say there is, this is at a height of something, and let's name it as A, B, C, D over here, and then E. So angle of elevation here is angle CBD, looking at the top of the building, and angle of depression will be, you may guess the answer, and that should be D, angle DBE. All right, I hope you get it. So let's see an example here. You may pause and repeat it again. Then here, can you guess the answer for angle of depression here? So angle of depression. Now, if you considered, or if you thought of angle of depression is 30 degrees, then I'm sorry, that would not be correct, but the angle of depression here is 60 degrees. Think about, in case if you thought it's 30 degrees, so think about the eye level in here. So that's a horizontal line, and the angle of elevation or angle of depression are the angles formed due between that horizontal imaginary horizontal line and the line of sight. So that's 60 degrees in this case. All right. So hope you understood that angle of depression or angle of elevation, and then we'll go back to the problems that we started with.